Great. Again, we want to welcome everyone to today's celebration of International Women's Day, like WCAPS Nigeria chapter. Thank you for joining, and we want to celebrate every woman here present. Thank you for being a part of this celebration. We'll just give a brief introduction of people that are already on the call, and I think that might be better. I don't think we have so many people on the call, so maybe we just do a brief introduction, or we go straight to the program, and then thereafter we could introduce ourselves. We have some iconic women here present, and then I'll just leave the floor to Prof to make her opening speech so we can move on. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you everyone for coming and for joining us in this celebration of the International Women's Day by the WCAPS Nigeria chapter. I want to welcome all the esteemed WCAPS Nigeria members, today's speakers, and the WCAPS headquarters representative joining us today. Welcome to the celebration of the Women of Color, Advancing Peace, Security, and Conflict Transformation on this auspicious occasion of the International Women's Day. Today, we gather under the theme, Inspiring Women, Securing the World, to honor the remarkable contributions of women towards fostering peace, security, and conflict resolution worldwide. In a world often fraught with turmoil and uncertainty, the resilience, courage, and determination of women stand as beacons of hope and progress. From grassroots movements to international diplomacy, women of color have been at the forefront of promoting dialogue, reconciliation, and sustainable peace-building initiatives. As we commemorate the achievements of women in advancing peace and security, let us also recognize the myriad challenges they face, from systemic inequalities to gender-based violence. It is imperative that we not only celebrate their successes, but also commit ourselves to addressing the barriers that hinder their full participation and empowerment. You may recall that the WCAPS Nigeria chapter aims to promote the vision and mission of the global WCAPS by enhancing visibility for its campaign for peace, security, and conflict transformation. The chapter also addresses local issues around peace, security, and conflict in the Nigerian context, such as gender-based violence, women vulnerabilities in the face of insurgency and kidnapping, and overall issues that affect the peace, security, and well-being of Nigerian women and women globally. Our mission has always been to nurture, support, and promote the excellence of women in peace, security, and right protection in Nigeria, forming a unique voice and network for members in a bid to chart innovative and strategic engagements that will ensure peace and security for women in Nigeria and women globally. So in this regard, our vision is to advance the leadership and professional development of women in Nigeria in the fields of local and international peace, security, right protection, and conflict transformation. In the light of these mission and vision today, we honor the trailblazers, the peacemakers, and the unsung heroes who inspire us with their unwavering dedication to creating a more just and peaceful world. Their stories remind us of the transformative power of women's leadership and the importance of amplifying their voices in all spheres of society. Together, let us reaffirm our collective commitment to supporting and uplifting women of color in their tireless pursuit of peace, security, and conflict transformation. May their stories inspire us to redouble our efforts towards building a world where every individual can live free from fear and violence. Thank you for joining us in celebrating the invaluable contributions of women. Today, purple signifies justice and dignity. As we wear purple today, let us continue to stand in solidarity as we strive for a more peaceful and prosperous future for all. Stand with dignity and remain just. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof. So I welcome Dr. Etionsa, who is the chairman of the committee that organized this, to take on the introduction. So we have the keynote speaker.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Nusa, and good evening, everyone on the call. Congratulations for making it to today's program, a day we are commemorating the 2024 International Women's Day celebration. And our theme for WCAPS this year is in line with the international theme, which is inspiring women, securing the world. This theme, like our Prof as earlier said, emphasizes the indispensable role women play in advancing peace and security globally. And in the realm of peace and security, women have long been the unrecognized heroine, working tirelessly to resolve conflict, promote reconciliation, and foster stability in their communities. Their contributions are not the less profound and far-reaching, shaping the landscape of peace and security in numerous ways. Today, as we reflect on this theme, inspiring women, securing the world, we recognize the vital importance of amplifying women's voices, their perspective, and experiences in our collective efforts to build a more peaceful and secure world. From grassroots activities to high-level diplomats, women have consistently demonstrated their capacity to inspire, lead, and drive positive changes in the pursuit of peace and security. So it is with great honor that I introduce our distinguished keynote speaker, Dr. Ehizogi Egbobawaye Adeyemi, whose remarkable contributions to the field of peace and security serves as a beacon of hope and inspiration for us all. As the first director of medical laboratory services at the University of Benin Teaching Hospital and a prominent figure in the field of public health, parasitology and epidemiology, Dr. Egbobawaye Adeyemi embodies the spirit of women securing peace and security in the world through her unwavering commitment to excellence, integrity, and social justice. On this auspicious occasion, let us draw inspiration from the resilience, courage, and determination of women like Dr. Ehizogi Egbobawaye Adeyemi as we renew our collective commitment to advancing peace and security in our communities, our nation, and our world. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Dr. Ehizogi Egbobawaye Adeyemi as she shares her insights and expertise on the theme, inspiring women, securing the world. You are welcome, Ma.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ikbo. And I hope you can all hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, Ma.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, we can.
It's a pleasure. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here this evening and to speak on a topic I think is very interesting and could be uplifting to our women. Dr. Ikbo, are you going to be sharing the screen?
Tolusa will share the screen.
Okay, please go ahead and share the screen. Thank you. Can you go to the second slide? Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here again to join the world in celebrating our women women of color, aimed at advancing peace and security and conflict transformation. So I think for us to be able to understand what it is to be inspiring women, to be able to secure the world, we need to look at what it means to be an inspiring woman, look at the characteristics, the definition, and then we'll take it from there. The word inspiring means having an effect of inspiring someone, giving someone positive or creative feeling. Slide 2. Sorry, slide 4. Next slide, please. Who is an inspirational leader? An inspirational leader is one who helps others to understand their purpose and fosters opportunities for them to step into it. Next slide, please. What does it mean to be inspirational? For you to be defined as or looked at as being inspirational, it means you have the ability of making someone feel hopeful, or you see most of us attend ceremonies or programs and they said, oh, that person is a motivational speaker, or the way the talk given by someone is inspirational. That is, she gave an inspirational talk on overcoming obstacles in life. And the Oxford Dictionary defines inspiration as someone who provides exciting new ideas, making somebody want to create something, especially in art, literature, or music. Next slide, please. Biblical inspiration is the doctrine in Christian theology that the human writers and connoisseurs of the Bible were led by God with the result that their writings may be designated in the same sense of the word of God. Next slide, please. How is God an inspiration? God's inspiration is always others-centric. He doesn't simply inspire us to be happy or make our lives easier. He's always seeking to implant seeds of inspiration to change the lives of others. Next slide, please. Next slide. Types of inspiration. Next slide, please. There are different types of inspiration. According to the authors of Influenza, there are 3 areas of input that affect people's desire to make a change. There is individual inspiration, collective inspiration, environmental inspiration. Let me just briefly say or explain what individual inspiration means. Something that makes someone want to do something, or that gives an idea about what to do or create. A force or an influence that inspires someone. That is individual, it is in you. Why collective? We are looking at a group or a process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something creative. Note that what inspires one person may not inspire another person. So in collective inspiration, it's what you look at when it comes to community connection to inspire people to adopt good practices. Then when we are looking at environmental inspiration, it's being what the environmentalists really advocate: clean health, better environment, proper utilization of the earth. These are basically for economic reasons. They see the need for a healthy environment so that the earth may continue to produce wealth. Such environmentalists see the protection of the soil, water, and air as very vital. They promote energy efficiency and the wise use of natural resources. Now, we look at the benefits of inspiration. Please, can you go back to that beautiful picture slide that we had shown. You see, you look up, you see the clear blue sky, and everything in the whole environment is beautiful. You see clean waterfalls, light green water, fine and clean flowers. You can imagine that the air in this environment would be so pure and natural. Next slide, please. Benefits of inspiration. Feeling inspired in your day-to-day life can play a key role in unlocking creativity, increasing productivity, and boosting happiness. People regularly feel inspired at home and at work, and they tend to be more engaged, more confident, and more motivated to solving problems and creating new things. Next slide. Why is inspiration important? The peculiar feeling of being suddenly inspired by a new idea can seem random and even unpredictable, but a sense of inspiration has been theorized to be the result of our minds. So our minds are the major determinants of how we process new information in the context of things we already know, a lot like discovering a new jigsaw piece that connects two complicated parts of a picture. That means it is impossible to encourage inspiration through your intentional actions, rather than waiting around for it to happen simultaneously. For example, learning about subjects unrelated to your area of expertise while maintaining a curious attitude and an open mind. This way, we are helping ourselves as women to get inspiration. Can you increase the chances of recognizing patterns and links between seemingly disconnected concepts? No matter what field you are in inspiration, you can start your own inherent ability to visualize a tricky problem from a novel perspective or to think outside the box. In our environment these days, you notice that most people just want things given to them on a platter of gold without wanting to think of what is behind or have another way of viewing a situation to make herself better. The more flexible your style of thinking, the more perspective you are to inspiration, and the better equipped you will be to counter unexpected problems with innovative solutions. Next slide, please. How to get yourself inspired. You can see the lady on the background by listening to music. The right music as a tool will help your mind disengage from some unhelpful loops and spot new ideas. I personally love listening to music. I search for music all the time to listen to. Next slide, please. Read a book. We decided to bring out this picture for us to really appreciate that no matter the circumstances we find ourselves, like we are presently in this country, we are experiencing blackouts, irregular supply of electricity. This picture is just telling us that no matter the situation we find ourselves, we must read a book. And this young lady is reading a book using a torchlight. Literature is the most valuable source of knowledge we have, but as well as being stores of information. Great books can also prompt us to think about situations from the perspective of another person or culture. The simple art of approaching a narrative from another angle is a form of emphatic thinking that can trigger moments of inspiration. Next slide. Of course, get physical activity. We are not saying do the strongest of all the activities or go around carrying heavy weights and all that. But we just said a simple walk. Studies have shown or have found that healthy and happy people experience inspiration more readily than those who feel anxious or stressed. Exercise is known to improve physical and mental health. And in addition to offering some space to clear your mind and process your thoughts, physical activities can help trigger the creative process. Next slide. Speak to people. Open-mindedness, honesty, and willingness to share and listen to new perspectives can all play an important role when seeking out inspiration. Studies into where ideas come from have suggested that new ideas can be influenced by our social environment. That is to say, new ideas might be our subconscious mind remixing our friends' ideas into something new becomes very, very important. So strike up a conversation. It will help inspire you. Next slide, please. Next slide. Watch a movie. Whether it's an epic that leaves you feeling overwhelmed by the weight of your own emotional response. Take a movie I enjoy so much, Bridesmaid or Father of the Bride. Even if you watch it for several times, it can help you get focused and improve your state of mind. This can start as a starting point for the creative process. What inspires you? It can come from a wide range of sources, including arts.
Hello, Dr. Hizogi, are you still on the call? Okay. If she can join us, maybe we'll just go straight to the panel. I don't know if she can hear us. Dr. Hizogi, are you still on the call? If not, we go straight to the panel. So when she comes back, she'll be able to contribute during the question and answer time. We understand that our network can be sometimes messy, but we have to move on with the program. Thank you. Dr. Yvonne, you can go ahead.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Dr. Nosa, for the floor. I also want to thank Dr. Ihizoje for the presentation she has given so far. So we'll be going right into the panel discussions. We'll be having three presenters in this section. The first presenter will be having an interactive section, while the second will have a presentation, and then the third as well. So after the first and the second presenters, we'll take questions and answers, which you could drop in the chat box as we go to make it easy to flow. And then when we are done with some of the questions and contributions, we'll now take the third presenter. So please, Dr. Nosa, can you share the slide, please? So in this, for the panel discussions, the first presentation will be on building confidence and assertiveness. This will be taken by Trophy Kiprono. And I would like to give a brief of her citation before she goes ahead with her presentation. So Trophy Kiprono is a dynamic communication specialist based in Nairobi County, Kenya. She holds a degree in communication and information technology in public relations, advertising, and applied communication from Maseno University. She is a certified public speaking and life coach with several years of experience in helping individuals improve their communication skills, boost their confidence, and to overcome communication challenges in their journey to effective communication. She's the co-founder of the Brand Experts Kenya, a consultancy firm that provides communication, writing, and personal corporate branding services. She has been involved in mentoring individuals of all ages through collaborations with professionals, educational institutions, and corporations alike. She also has done this through various online platforms, focusing on how to help professionals thrive in challenging environments. Her commitment is to empower professionals with the skills and confidence they require to excel in public speaking and effective communication, ultimately propelling them towards success in their career and beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me to welcome Trophy Kiprono for her presentation. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Yvonne Onmonya. I hope I'm pronouncing the name correctly.
No, that's fine.
Forgive my pronunciation. Here in East Africa, we may pronounce differently.
Yes.
Yes. Happy International Day to everyone here. My name is Trophy Kiprono, and I don't know why I can hear my voice back. I don't know why I'm getting that echo back. I don't know if it's from my end, but I don't know, Dr. Yvonne.
I think it's sorted already. Someone was on.
You sorted out already, yes.
Come again, please.
It's okay now. You're not
okay.
Echoing again. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Happy International Day to all women. My name is Trophy Kiprono. I come from Nairobi, Kenya. I'm a communication specialist with over a decade of experience in the field. And I'm also a public speaking trainer and a communication skills trainer. So I'll start off by thanking Dr. Yvonne Onmonya for following up on this particular event. Thank you so much for the opportunity. To begin with, today we're going to talk about confidence and assertiveness. And I wish there was a way whereby we could see your faces, because in communication, it's very important to actually judge body language and everything. But you're going to work with what we have. So I'm going to speak as if I'm seeing a crowd out here. And I'm going to talk about confidence and assertiveness. Now, confidence is actually getting into a room and not caring, not wanting people to like you. It's getting into a room and saying, you know what, I'll be okay if you don't like me. Confidence starts from self-awareness. You have to know your strengths and your weaknesses. For you to fully accept and embrace yourself, you need to know who you are. Who are you at your core? You cannot be confident if you're not self-aware. Allow me to echo the words of Buddha when he said, knowing yourself is true power. So confidence starts from the inside. We do have a quote that says, as within, so without. I don't know if anyone has heard of the quote before. It may sound a bit paradoxical in the sense that, what does it mean to say as within, so without? I mean, it makes no sense, as within, so without. Basically, it means how you feel on the inside reflects on the outside. Confidence starts from inside. You have to believe you're worth it. You have to believe you're enough. You have to believe you deserve the good things. So for you to be confident, you need first to be emotionally aware. There's such a thing we talk about in communication called emotional intelligence. You cannot be self-aware if you're not emotionally intelligent. Emotional intelligence is all about mastering your own emotions. So the first step that I would actually encourage anyone hearing out there, start with emotional intelligence. Figure out how to master your emotions, because a person who can control their emotions cannot be controlled. The second step to be confident is actually maximizing your strengths and allowing your weaknesses not to transcend and be powerful over your strengths. What is your strength? You need to know yourself. And you'll know your strength by knowing what your personality is. Now, we have something we call the 4 types of personalities. You know, for a lot of people, we have something we call the introverts, extroverts, and ambiverts. And that is one of the most common type of personalities out there. But according to someone in the 4th AD called Hippocrates, he once said, we have 4 types of personalities or temperaments. Temperament is another word for your nature. We have something we call a sanguine, choleric, we have a phlegmatic. So you need to know, who are you? What are your strengths and weaknesses? Who do you naturally gravitate to? If you're a sanguine, if you're a phlegmatic person, if you're a choleric person, who do you naturally gravitate to? It's very important as a step to self-awareness. The third step to confidence, I would say, is embracing your flaws. If you can change something about yourself, change it. If you can't change it, change how you think about it. That is a quote by Maya Angelou. If there's something you cannot change, please change how you think about it. And it's going to help you so much when it comes to confidence. As I conclude on the topic of confidence, before I go to assertiveness, I'd like to mention that confidence is, I don't know, I'm getting a bit of static from your end. I don't know if it's from my end.
I guess it's not from your end, but I think it has gone down, and so you can continue.
All right. Okay, as I was concluding on confidence, I'd like to say confidence is understanding that there can only be one you in the world. There's nothing as disservicing as wanting to be someone else. The greatest joy you can be yourself. There is no other you, just you. So love yourself. I mean, your body is going to be the house you're going to live in for a long time. If God grants you 80 years, this is the house you're going to live in for the next 80 years. So you might as well make peace with it and love yourself. You don't have an option. As I transcend into the topic of assertiveness is actually a very wonderful thing because a lot of people compare it to aggressiveness. In real sense, it is not aggressiveness. Being assertive means communicating in a way that is direct and honest without imposing your beliefs or opinions on other people. It is about maintaining your boundary, but at the same time, respecting other people's boundary. And today, as we celebrate the International Women's Day, since time immemorial, as women, we have been taught to put other people ahead of us. It's a natural thing. And I know it transcends across borders. I don't have to be in Nigeria to know that women are always taught to put their needs last. Neither do I need to be in Burkina Faso or Ghana or America. We are always taught to be selfless. But assertiveness is not really about selfless. It's about ensuring that your boundaries are actually maintained. What I mean is be very decisive, especially as a woman in the workplace. You need to be very, very decisive. Now, when you're actually telling someone something, you can say, I understand where you're coming from, but I feel like we are crossing personal boundaries. Assertiveness is not aggressiveness. They're very different. Assertiveness is taking responsibility for your actions. How many of us actually take responsibility for our actions? We always blame the world, the government, we blame God, we blame our friend. We're like, you know what? I would not be here if it was not for so-and-so. Assertiveness includes owning your side of the story. I saw these things, but I was part of it. That is assertiveness. Assertiveness also includes saying no. And no is a complete statement. No is a complete statement. You don't need to explain after no. Once you say no, that's it. And it's going to be hard as women. Trust you me, it's going to be very hard. We're always taught to say, no, but I feel like it's okay, but this is the last time. And no is a complete statement by itself. You don't need to explain yourself. That is assertiveness. Assertiveness includes being an attentive listener so that you can practice empathy, so that you can put yourself in another person's shoe. Now, as I wind up, and the reason I'm winding up, and I know Dr. Yvonne told me I have, how many minutes, Dr. Yvonne? 15 minutes or 25 minutes?
15.
15. One thing we say in public speaking, if you're meant to speak for an hour, speak for 45 minutes. Nobody has complained that our speech was short. It is one thing about understanding the nature of humans. Nobody likes long things. So allow me to practice what I preach. I don't want to preach water and drink wine. So I'm going to make this as short and memorable as possible because I'd rather the audience picks one thing than picking nothing. So I'm going to say this: in the workplace, in your home, wherever you are as a woman, confidence and assertiveness will take you so far. Confidence is everything. Self-confidence is believing in yourself so much so that you convince other people to believe in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, nobody will believe in you. You have to put the trust in yourself. It's really a disservice not to trust in yourself. Imagine always believing someone else than yourself. And then the last day God asks you, what did you do with the talents I gave you? You're like, oh, I thought that someone else is better than me. He'd be like, no, you're a child of the universe. You deserve to be here. That is confidence. You deserve to be here. You have every right to be here. So it is owning it. And confidence won't happen in a day. That's one thing. You need to affirm yourself each and every day, each and every day, each and every day. You have to wake up and tell yourself, I'm enough, I'm worthy, I'm lovable, I am this, and I'm this. We have a quote by someone called Alvin Toffler who said, the illiterate of the 21st century will not be the people who cannot read or write. It's actually people who cannot unlearn, relearn, and learn new things. You have to change your mind. You gotta change your mind. So when you're presented with new information that you find is actually appealing or it makes sense, you have to learn them. That means confidence is something that you have to do on a daily basis. It's like a muscle. If you've spent the last 30 years of your life as someone who is not confident, you won't be confident in a day. It is something that you do every day. You have to face your subconscious mind that you are beautiful, you are amazing, you are a go-getter. Even the Bible says, whatsoever you ask, it shall be yours. That is Mark 11:24. So you have to constantly remind yourself, whether it's affirmations, whether it is the Bible verses, do things that remind you to be confident. Finally, when it comes to assertiveness, please remember that as a woman, because we've been raised in the African customs and traditions, we always put everyone first except ourselves. But as I conclude, I'd like to remind you this: no one will say in your eulogy that you are actually a strong woman. Nobody ever says she was a strong woman. We will come, and this is something I saw when my mother passed on. Nobody will say you're a strong woman. We'll actually say so and so lived from here, went to this school, etc., 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 and we will forget you. So when you're bending your back and killing yourself, just remember, we'll forget you and we won't actually say that you are a strong woman. So today, in conclusion, ladies, remember that strong women know when to ask for help. Strong women know that you cannot give if your cup is not full. It is not selfish not to give when your cup is not full. Ensure your cup is full so that you can give to someone else. That is being selfless, not selfish. Give yourself first so that you can give others. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for listening to me. In case you have any question, please ask.
Wow, thank you so much, Trophy, for the power-packed presentation. A lot of comments have been coming in on the chat box. We'll go through, and if there are questions that relate to this, we'll call your attention to it, please. Thank you so much, and we've learned a lot from your presentation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes. So I would please, if you have questions and contributions, you can just drop them in the chat box. So we'll be going on to our second presenter. Our second presenter is Mrs. Abimbola Komolafe. So she'll be taking us on financial literacy and empowerment. So a bit about her before she comes up. We want to read her brief citation. Mrs. Abimbola Komolafe is a finance professional with over 30 years of experience in various sectors, which include banking, oil and gas, and consulting. She is currently the MD CEO of Threshold of Trust Nigeria Limited, a company that provides financial and business advisory services to clients. She's also the executive director, co-founder of Rehoboth Dream Solid Foundation, a foundation that focuses on promoting sustainable education, mentoring, and skills acquisition, privilege, in order to give them a better footing towards economic empowerment. Mrs. Abimbola Komolafe is a certified financial education instructor, a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria, and a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria. She's also an associate. She has a passion to help people achieve financial freedom and grow with their wealth. This led to the creation of Finance Coach BK, a platform which she uses to educate and offer financial literacy support to help individuals grow their wealth and attain financial freedom. She is married with 3 children. Please join me as we make welcome Mrs. Abimbola Komolafe for the next presentation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Yvonne.
You're welcome.
And a very happy International Women's Day to all the women around the call and people around the call that have women in their lives. I want to start by appreciating this organization and thanking you for this invitation. Like you said in the introduction, I have a passion to help people become financially free and financially fit. The theme of this year's International Women's Day is Inspire Inclusion. In the past, we've had themes that go from Each for Equal, Choose to Challenge, Break the Bias, and all of this is so that women can be equally acknowledged and given a voice in the society. Now, you've asked me to speak about financial literacy and entrepreneurship in 10 minutes. That's a tall call, but I'm going to bring the things that I think are very important for every woman around this call to pay attention to. I'm going to start by saying that you cannot get financial education or financial literacy in 10 minutes, like I've said. But we have to understand the reason or the reasons why we need financial literacy. What we're fighting against is we're saying that women can be as good as men. We're saying that women should be given opportunities to do the things that men are doing. Now, if you are a financially dependent person, you will not be able to speak like you should. You will not be able to use opportunities like you should. So it is very important for every one of us around the call, whether we're in paid employment, planning to go into entrepreneurship to own our own businesses, or whether we want to remain in paid employment for a while, we all need to focus on financial education and financial literacy. We will be able to take better decisions, take better actions, and comment like we should in any open environment where we find ourselves if we are financially independent. If we have our own money, we would be able to speak like we should and to do things like we should. Thank you very much to the last speaker. I'm already thinking of how I'm going to connect with her. I like what she said. She said, if your cup is not full, you can't give to others. In other words, you have to have in your cup before you can give to others. And that's the importance of financial literacy, financial education, to help us all to be financially fit and to eventually become, to have financial freedom. I'm going to share, like I said, key things before the 10 minutes runs out. Entrepreneurs are business owners, and like personal finance, they're seeking to have successful businesses. Now, I've already said or highlighted the reason why it is important for us to have financial education so that we can address this gender inequality that this International Women's Day seeks to achieve. We want to promote women's rights, we want to empower women, and we can only empower women as much as we have funds to do it. A woman who is at the beck and call of either a man or any other circumstance to meet her financial needs will not even get to, let's say, where our guest speaker was speaking about. She was inspiring us to do things, inspiring us to take opportunities as they come near us and use our passion to achieve things. We cannot do that unless we are financially independent. The guest speaker has said, no matter the field we find ourselves in, we should try and be an inspiration to others. Now, I want to go quickly. I think I should address what business women should have. Now, come back to financial fitness and financial education. So the question is, to be a successful entrepreneur, what are you doing? I'm not sure of the percentage of the demographics around the call, how many of us are in paid employment or how many of us are in owning our own businesses. But if you're owning your business, there are three things that I want to put on the table. Of course, so these things, we're just scratching the surface because you need to go deeper. Now, as a businesswoman, from my coaching practice and my experience, I see that people struggle with good records. There's not enough time to keep talking about the examples, that I've seen, but people don't keep good records. And if you don't keep good records, you cannot use opportunities when they come your way. People complain about government in Nigeria. People complain a lot about government, but during the COVID, the government still tried to help people. I know people that I mentor who were not able to take advantage of the central bank palliative measures, even though they were running businesses, because they just did not even have records. They had businesses in their parlors and in their homes, good, thriving businesses, but they didn't have government compliance. They were not registered with CAC. They couldn't separate the business from themselves and themselves and the business. So they were the business. And of course, the requirements that the government had put on the table for people to benefit from the COVID palliatives, they couldn't do that. So quickly, good record keeping, and record keeping would help you as a business person to know if you're profitable or how profitable that line is, so you know whether you should continue in that line or go to something else. You're able to measure your performance, right? You're able to measure your performance, you're able to, and if you're a Christian, Trophy was quoting the Bible, Christians tithe. If you don't keep records, you don't know how much profit you've made, and you don't know how you can tithe. That's just on the side, because we might not all be Christians around the call. Now, compliance with regulatory requirements is very important, and you need to keep your record to be able to do that. You need to file your annual accounts. You need to, if you're a very big company and your threshold meets audit, you need to do your audit. I'm saying these things because you don't ever know where these things will come useful for you down the road. Believe me, if you're a business person, your records are very important for you to get visas. Now there are organizations, international organizations that are ready to support small and big businesses that women are involved in. If you have nothing to show, you can't take advantage of these opportunities. We're saying inspire inclusion. We're saying women should come around the table and talk as much as, and be given opportunities to talk as much as men. Men are keeping records, and so if the opportunities come, the men are able to apply and to get these grants and to get these loans. So quickly, I want to go back and talk about financial education. How do you get financial education? Now, I said, I'm not going to talk just only about business. I want to also address personal finance, because most of the time, one thing that women fail to do is to prioritize building their own personal wealth, not because they don't have good careers, but because they just don't pay attention to financial fitness and financial freedom. Now, everyone in paid employment is actively making money. You're working for active income. Now, you must get to a place where money works for you. You must begin to build passive income. And passive income, permit me to say, it is what we call yanga money in Nigeria, because you are doing what you're doing and the money is generating money for you, money, building money. And that's why they say the rich get richer, because they get financial education, they get financially literate, they understand budgeting, they understand their tax management, they understand retirement planning, they understand the power in insurance. Believe me, insurance is powerful. They know all these things, okay? And they plan their estates. But are women doing that? Are we as women doing that? We're asking for gender equality. We're saying we want to be as competitive as men. Are we doing these things? Are we asking ourselves the right questions? Now, about business women again, because I was asked to talk about financial literacy and entrepreneurship. Business women, do we know the opportunities for funding and financing that are available? You have to be financially educated and financially literate to know these things. We don't know everything. My background is accounting. I'm a chartered accountant, I'm a chartered banker. But when I file taxes in certain places, I still use experts, because my expertise is in Nigeria. I still use experts. So you must know the things to do. And then I want to put it on the table that opportunities like these are areas where you can get financial education. Look for financial coaches. Not everybody asks for money. I coach people, I coach vulnerable groups, and I help them. There are some people that the coaching business is for money. Yes, but there are also very many people who are ready to handhold people and help them. Now, business women, apart from keeping records, apart from regulatory compliance, and apart from separating their personal money from their businesses, must be forward-looking. You must be forward-looking. You must think of continuity for your business. Like I said, we can only scratch the surface because 10 minutes, we can't do everything. But for financial education, as women, we have to be deliberate and intentional. Just the same way we say we want to lose 10 kg in 4 months, and then we begin to do everything to lose the 10 kg. Financial education and financial literacy has to be done with, you have to be deliberate and intentional about it. Another thing I want to encourage women around the call, whether for your personal finance or business finance, learn to work with experts. I gave an example earlier on. Learn to work with experts. Look for tax experts. Look for lawyers. Look for finance advisors. Don't take the decisions on your own because we're only experts in certain areas. I can see many PhD holders around the call, and I'm so privileged to be your midst this evening. Now, these people are experts in their areas of expertise. Not everybody knows everything. So learn to depend and to work with professionals. I do that a lot. And because of that, I've been able to save myself a lot of money. I use tax experts, I use lawyers. I don't do lease agreements by myself. I protect myself. Now, so you must learn to work with professionals. And then don't ignore financial mentors. Have people in your network. Surround yourself with people that I call accountability partners, family that you can trust, friends that you can trust, people that you can run investment opportunities through. You want to invest or start a business in this area, have people that you can talk to. And then another thing to add is that we must take action. Many people attend forums like this, sessions like this, and they don't take action. It is important for us to take action. So and that I've just finished explaining how to get financial education. Financial fitness, I think I alluded to that. I said you have to understand budgeting, tax planning, estate planning, all of that. And I want to also share with people around the call the simple acronym that I use in teaching people about money. It is called the ESI model. E for earn more, S for save better, I for invest well. There's no way you focus on these three things, either as a businesswoman or for your personal finance, that you will not grow wealth or that you will not do better. I'm sure that the 10 minutes taking cue from Trophy, she says we should speak less than the time we're giving. I'm sure that I've spent my 10 minutes already. There's a lot to say. I have resources online. I have my Instagram page where I teach about money every day. I have my YouTube channel where conversations about money are all loaded there. And then I have my website where there are articles. And I think in 2020, I wrote an article about financial independence for the woman, for today's woman, financial independence for today's woman. If we want to, we can learn a lot from that article. I hope I didn't rush too much. I just want to keep within the 10 minutes. There's so much to share. You need to ask yourself questions. What can I do better? And I hope that some of these points that I've put on the table, we can expand them later and, make good use of them. Thank you so much, Dr. Yvonne.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Abimbola, for the powerful presentation. We indeed picked one or two things from it. I'm sure others picked some points, and we'll be able to work with it going forward. We also, at this point, I would like to go through some questions that were dropped in the chat box. Maybe I will start from the last. They're asking for your social media handles, if you could share in the chat box with us, and then the link to the resources you just talked about. That would be fine if you could share it in the chat box with us. Thank you so much, Ma, for honoring this invitation and for sharing your experience with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Yes, you're welcome, Ma. So I'll go right into the questions. The first question, I think this is for Trophy. Somebody is asking, how does a phlegmatic person who is a dangerous introvert, exude confidence, and be assertive, especially when surrounded with people who are extroverts and melancholic in temperament. So I think this question is Trophy. Yes.
Yes, could I please go ahead?
Yes, you can, please.
Yes. So as a phlegmatic person,
yeah,
I don't know why I keep hearing my own echo. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, as a phlegmatic person, you need to understand that all types of temperaments or personalities have their strengths and weaknesses. There's no temperament that is more powerful than the other. It's all a matter of maximizing your own strengths. So what you can do is maximize on your own strengths and try as much as you can to uplift your weaknesses, or rather find someone that complements your weaknesses and work together. That can really help someone who is phlegmatic. And as a phlegmatic person, you have to understand you're more empathetical. You feel you have a lot of empathy. You feel things on a deep level. It's part of the personality. So just work around it. It's not a bad personality. No personality is more powerful than the other.
Okay, thank you. I hope the person that asked is satisfied with the answer that she has given. So I'll go to the next question, but if you still have some concerns, you can still drop it in the chat box. We'll follow up on it, please. The second question says, how can an individual have a business record with government? I guess this is for Mrs. Abimbola. And then I'll just read, let me just read the second and the third question. I think they are both for Mrs. The first one is, how can an individual have a business record with? Please, can you throw more light on financial fitness? Thank you, Ma.
Yes, thank you very much. By records, I mean, the first thing is, do you have a government, do you have registration with Corporate Affairs Commission? Do you have a business name different from you as an individual? That's the first record. The second record is your annual financial statements. Are you filing your financial statements with CAC? And then if you are eligible to pay tax, if you're not even paying tax, you must do your computation and show that the business did not return profit that is subject to tax for that year. These things are very important. So every government document that you need to have, those are the documents that will show the government that you exist. Bank of Industry gives out funds and finances business, women-oriented businesses. Some banks give women businesses loans at better rates. If you can't show the bank or the government evidence of your business, that you're running your business, they're not even going to talk to you. I know that United Nations and some other organizations also give grants. They're not giving loans. They give grants to some businesses. The first thing they will ask you for is your business papers. They're going to ask you even for your projections, your business plan. So these are things that you will show the government and be evidence to them that your business exists. That's what I mean by having proper records. The second question was about financial fitness, right? Financial fitness is having the skills and the understanding of the money principles that will help you take better finance and money decisions. So by being financially fit, you understand budgeting. You understand what it is to track your expenses. You understand emergency savings. You understand that you should do a financial plan and have financial targets for the year. Things that would just generally help you to be better money-wise and to handle your finances better. That's financial fitness. Now, if you have bad money habits, if you're borrowing to finance wrong things, you're borrowing to finance a lifestyle, you're financially unfit. If you don't know where your last dollar, your last naira went to, you're not keeping records, you're financially unfit. But if you are budgeting and you do have, forget that things are tough in Nigeria, if you're financially fit, you will be in a position to handle the tough financial terrain better. For example, if you know where your last dollar, your last naira went to, then you can project and say, oh no, in this last month, I spend too much on, on internet. I spend too much on maybe Ashwebi or something. But I know that many Nigerians are learning not to overspend on Ashwebi. You don't even need to tell people anymore not to spend on Ashwebi. So that's the difference between financial fitness and not being financially fit. I hope that answer helps the person who asked the question. Is there a third question? Okay.
Okay, Dr. Yvonne, are you still on the call?
Oh, sorry. I muted myself. Sorry.
Okay.
Yes. So thank you, Mrs. Abimbola, for the responses. I'm sure you've answered appropriately. So the next question will be for Trophy. Someone is asking, how do you practice assertiveness without sounding aggressive or political?
Thank you for that question. That's it's a question that we get often. Before I actually answer that question, and again, I can hear my own echo. I don't know why, but before I can answer that question, allow me to compliment Mrs. Abimbola for what she said. I have learned a lot about financial literacy, and one of my favorite books is this book. I don't know if you can see it, The Smart Money Woman, written by a Nigerian author called Arese Ugu. I hope again I'm pronouncing the names correctly. And one thing she kept mentioning is that a woman's security is a little money of her own. So thank you so much, Mrs. Abimbola, for your lessons and everyone else. And to answer the question about how do you separate aggressiveness and assertiveness, it all boils down to emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence, we have 4 types of intelligences. We have the most common one, IQ, intelligence quotient, your ability to grasp concepts. But we have 4 types of concepts, and according to researchers, two types of intelligences make one prosper so much in the world. Emotional intelligence, which is actually mastering your emotions. We have social intelligence, which is your ability to network and interact with others. Then we have IQ, intelligence quotient. And finally, we have adversity intelligence. So for you to know how to separate assertiveness and aggressiveness, you have to understand that we are all different in how we perceive the world. That is the basis of communication. In communication, we say, just understand that how you've lived in Nigeria is not how I've lived in Kenya. We all perceive the world differently through different lenses because of our own biases or prejudice. Emotional intelligence will help you to understand that you need sometimes to agree to disagree. So as long as someone is not crossing your boundaries, please don't impose your opinions. Nobody is right, nobody is wrong. What you see as a 6, I see as a 9. So nobody's right, nobody's wrong. Just understand that you're all different. Keep your boundaries. Let your no be a no, but allow other people to air their opinion, because everything that we speak, for example, what I speak is my perspective. It does not mean it's the truth. What I'm giving is an opinion, doesn't mean it's a fact. We are all different in how we perceive the world. That is just the basis of how to separate both of them.
Thank you so much, Trophy. I'm sure that question has been settled. Thank you so much. So
thank you.
Thank you. Yes, thank you. So we'll be going on. The next speaker, our third presenter for the day, will be speaking on maintaining health and well-being. And the person we're going to talk about now is Professor Gloria Ngozi Kanwukem. So I'll just take us through a brief citation, and then we'll call her up for her presentation. So Professor Ngozi Kanwukem is a woman of good-natured qualities, a disciplinarian, a medical laboratory scientist, and a medical parasitologist. She specialized in medical parasitology through public health. medical entomology, medical microbiology, and histopathology. She holds a PhD in medical parasitology, an MSc in parasitology, and a BSc in zoology, all from the legendary University of Port Harcourt. She's registered and licensed in histopathology with more than 25 years of lecturing, consultancy, and research experience. She is the immediate past South-South Zonal Coordinator of Parasitology and Public Health Society of Nigeria. She is currently the National Internal Auditor of PPSN, the Assistant Editor of African Journal of Cellular Pathology, which is the official voice of the cellular pathology scientists of Nigeria, a sectional editor for Nigerian Journal of Parasitology Online. Professor Nwokem is a member of both PPSN's College of Fellows and Executive Council, a member of Rivers State Technical Advisory Committee for Neglected Tropical Diseases Control Program, Rivers State Ministry of Health. Being a woman of enviable leadership personnel, Professor Nwokem has served Rivers State University in several administrative cadres, such as member Diagnostic Laboratory Reactivation Committee, and many other functions at the university. As the first successful female head of medical lab department, the creation of histopathology unit was her vision and struggles which she actualized in 2015 as the head of department by God's grace. Her professionalism and zealousness has paved way for her being an external assessor / examiner to various institutions in Nigeria, and notably a member of the NUC and the MLSCN professional accreditation teams to some Nigerian universities studying medical lab science since 2018. She's also an active member of over 12 professional associations. Professor Gloria has supervised over 179 students, both at undergraduate and postgraduate levels, with 95 publications in reputable national and international journals to her credit, 6 monographs and technical reports. Her passion for young people has led her to be the key speaker in some public lectures, ranging from academic groups and campus fellowships to several church groups, school children, women groups, and general public. She has traveled wide, is well decorated, and has attended both national and international conferences and workshops, where she presented over 75 papers, including Forensic Entomology in Modern Day Crime Investigation. Professor G.N. Nwokem is an indigene of Rivers State, Nigeria, and is happily married to Dr. V.C. Nwokem. They are both blessed with lovely children. Distinguished professionals, ladies and gentlemen, here is Professor Gloria Ngozi Nwokem, Ni Nwachukwu.
Thank you so much. Happy International Women's Day to you all.
Same to you.
I am audible enough.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure being here. I've learned so much from people that have spoken before me. And the topic given to me is on maintaining health and well-being. This is so elaborate and may not be able to do justice within 10 minutes. But I'll try the much I could to give the highlight of the topic. So we'll go home with everything we can get from it. The topic once more, maintaining health and well-being, from Professor Nwokem Gloria. What is health? What is maintenance? For the purpose of this discussion, Maintenance is action taken to keep a system functioning as it should be. It may be in terms of repair or intervention. Health. The World Health Organization has defined health as a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and not merely the absence of disease or infirmity or wounds. However, there are so many other definitions for health, which includes emotional and spiritual well-being, because all this affects the wellness, the health of an individual. I have what I've termed here as the wellness wheel, which is very encompassing. And the idea is for one to be in wellness, you have to be in harmony with your intellectual, social, physical, spiritual, occupational, emotional, and environmental being. The next is understanding the differences between health and wellness. Wellness is a state of being, whereas health is a state of being, whereas wellness is a state of living, a healthy, and a good lifestyle. In essence, wellness can be a measure of how healthy one is. The health refers to physical, mental, while the wellness or the well-being, which is the same, refers to or aim at enhancing well-being. We must note that the action of practicing wellness means that one or you are able to prioritize your personal well-being and practice strategies that maintain wellness in all areas of life, including your family life, where you work, your environments, and all that surrounds you. They have much to do with your health, with my health as a woman, as women, and women control what happens in the family and the larger society. Why the need for health and wellness maintenance? Why is it necessary? Why must we bother? It is necessary because enjoyment of the highest attainable standard of health is one of the fundamental rights of every human being, without discrimination to race, religion, political belief, economic, or social conditions. The right to live is the right to health. The health of all peoples is fundamental to the attainment of peace and security, which also is dependent on the fullest cooperation between individuals and the states. And that's the problem Nigeria is facing today. The hungry person cannot give cooperation. When there is hunger, it's not healthy. One cannot think of peace. And that's why there's a lot of vices in the nation, Nigeria and Africa in general. Why the need for health continues? It is necessary to keep the healthy, or better still, healthier. This is among the 2020 WHO goals. To get those unhealthy to be healthy, it is necessary because when some are healthy in the society, in the family, in the nation, it becomes a common danger to all. And that's exactly what happened during COVID-19. From China, the COVID virus spread to almost every part of the world because the unhealthy was not taken care of. The first infected individuals were not properly handled. How do you maintain health and wellness? How? The how of it. Prevention is a major factor in maintaining health and wellness. It's a great influencer. And for prevention, we have 3 levels of prevention: the primary prevention, the secondary, and the tertiary. But the actual prevention is the primary prevention. The primary prevention is aimed at maintaining the healthy, or if possible, healthier, by giving health informations, given health policies that prevents people from getting infected, or a targeted population from getting infected. For instance, like outlawing smoking and minors going to run errand of buying cigarettes and other hard drugs. It takes taking all these things to have lung cancer and other forms of cancer. Primary prevention will educate and emphasize on avoiding those factors, risk factors that expose one to it, than giving remedies to the problem when it has already occurred. In contrary, second preventive measures has to do with when the infection is already there, when the problem, the illness, or the physiological condition have taken place. And the emphasis or the aim is to revert back, if it is possible, to the health, to a good health condition, to wellness, and to ameliorate as fast as possible the effects of the infection or the disease. Tertiary prevention is the downstream when the disease or infection can go off naturally. We advocate for primary prevention, which tells us what to do so that we don't get exposed to conditions that we are susceptible to and get infected. Some specific actions to be taken. We are responsible. We cannot exonerate ourselves from the care for our health and our well-being. It is important that we measure and weigh ourselves from time to time in order to maintain a healthy weight, which promotes wellness or well-being. We must limit unhealthy food intakes and go more for healthy foods. Meals like fruits, vegetables, they may be expensive, but taking care of sick ones is more expensive. Taking whole cereals and grains more than polished foods and fast food in the eateries, where they use a lot of food sedatives and food colors sweeteners, and other chemicals that are detrimental to our health. It is our responsibility to take enough water to keep ourselves hydrated and keep away or limit the consumption of sugary beverages, Coke, Fanta, and the rest of them. It is important that we exercise regularly and live active life. This exercise can be age dependent. What a lady in her 20s can do may not be convenient for somebody in 50s and 60s. And so it has to be tailored down to what is comfortable with one. But the rule is you must exercise. You must not live sedentary life for you to have good health and continue to be or maintain your good health or be in good health. We must manage stress adequately, which could be by having proper quality sleep, engaging in leisure activities, spending time with families, religious group, and in the neighborhoods, interacting with people. We must reduce period of sitting for a long time, either doing your work or on the screen. Whatever job we do that involves sitting for long, we must break off from time to time to exercise. We must go easy with alcohol consumption, avoid smoking and other health endangering habits. Find ways to manage our emotions, especially for females, having children and other people under our care. We must help ourselves to manage our emotions so that we don't run ourselves into health problems. What to do to maintain good health continues. Another important point is good health-seeking behaviors, such as regular hospital checkups and screenings, which includes and not restricted to antenatal care. Some females hardly go for such, depending on the level of understanding, exposure, and social status, but it is important because health is the right of all. Breast cancer screening, cervical cancer screening, human papilloma virus vaccination, screening for osteoporosis, mainly important for females above 50 and the rest in their menopausal stage. Good health-seeking behaviors continues. Regular blood pressure checks, screening for hypertension. So many people have the problems without knowing, and it can result to heart attack and other complications if it's not properly managed. We maintain good health-seeking behavior by screening for diabetes mellitus, regular visits to ophthalmologists for glaucoma assay and other eye diseases. So also do we meet the dentist for dental care. It is important, no matter what stage of life we are, to cultivate the habits of taking good care of ourselves. It is essential for every woman to eat healthy foods, be active, manage stress very well, And stress management varies according to individuals. What gives you may not be what may not be the same with me.
Dr. Gloria, please unmute yourself. I'm sorry, Prof. Please unmute yourself. I think your mic is muted. Yes, you're on now. You can continue.
Okay. Targeted solution. Meet your own individual health needs. You must show yourself love, otherwise nobody else. Enjoy healthier, more active lifestyle today and every other time. Promotes prevention for life. Optimize women's health throughout the stages of our lives or your life. It is very, very important. We live a happy life in agreement with ourselves. And finally, I want to say it is important that as a woman, the last slide is having a little problem. As a woman, to take good care of ourselves, our children, our husbands, and by so doing, extending healthcare to the general population. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, Ma, for the presentation. Professor Mukem has talked to us about how we can, what we can do to maintain health and well-being. And I'm sure we've picked a number of points from that presentation. Prof, once again, I want to say thank you. I've been reading through and I've not seen any question dropped for you. So we'll just simply say thank you. We are glad that you reminded us of some facts, some practices we have to put on in our life to maintain health and well-being. Thank you so much, Ma, for honoring my question. Thank you, Prof.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we'll be, yeah, so immediately we'll be going into the next session, and the next session will be handled by the next section will be handled by Furo Ebieri. Please, Furo, you have the floor, please. Dr. Itinosa. Okay, Furo is there.
Dr. Yvonne, if Furo is not on the call, I think you go ahead and take it.
All right. Okay. So if Furo is not on the call, so I'll go ahead. This session is about women of influence. We're in the spirit of the theme for the year. We are looking at Nigerian women who have made impacts globally and even at home. So in this session, we are celebrating 4 women. These women have made influence in the country and globally, as I said earlier, and we'll be celebrating them to encourage ourselves and to inspire us to live the lives we've been called to live. So in this session, we'll be celebrating, the first person we'll be celebrating is Hafsat Abiola. Then we have Amina Mohammed. Then we have Abike Dabiri Erewa, and we have Ngozi Ma. So I'll go on to read their citations. So I'll read this, being that I wasn't the one to take it, but we'll stand in for Furu. So esteemed colleagues, as we come together to commemorate International Women's Day, it's my distinct honor and privilege to shine and spotlight on these 4 remarkable women whose unwavering commitment to promoting peace and security has made a profound impact on communities around the world. They are Amina Mohammed, Hafsat Abiola, Abike Dabiri, and Ngozi Ma. All of these women have, through their exceptional leadership and tireless dedication, been pivotal to advancing the cause of security and peace, leaving an enduring legacy that inspires us all. So the first person we're celebrating today is Hafsat Abiola. Her journey as a peace builder began in earnest in the year 2000 when she co-founded the Kudirat Initiative for Democracy in Nigeria, KIND. Through KIND, Hafsat has played a key role in empowering women and youth, promoting dialogue and reconciliation, and addressing the root causes of conflict. Her visionary leadership had paved the way for countless individuals to become agents of change in their communities, advocating for gender equality, social justice, and sustainable peace. In addition to her work with KIND, Hafsat Abiola has been a vocal advocate for democracy and human rights in Nigeria and beyond. In 2005, she was appointed as a commissioner for the National Electoral Commission of Nigeria, where she played a pivotal role in ensuring free, fair, and transparent elections. Her unwavering commitment to democratic principles and the rule of law has been instrumental in advancing the cause of peace and security in Nigeria and across the African continent. Furthermore, Hafsat Abiola's courage and resilience in the face of adversity serve as a beacon of hope for women and girls everywhere. Despite facing persecution and threats to her own safety, she has remained steadfast in her commitment to promoting dialogue, understanding, and reconciliation among diverse communities. Her unwavering dedication to the pursuit of peace and security serves as a powerful reminder of the transformative power of women's leadership in building a more just and peaceful world. Today, WCAPS Nigeria celebrates her. The second person we are celebrating is Amina Mohammed. Amina Mohammed's journey as a peace builder began in earnest in the year 2017, where she assumed the role of Deputy Secretary General of the United Nations. In this capacity, she has been at the forefront of global efforts to address some of the most pressing challenges facing humanity, from conflict prevention and resolution to sustainable development and humanitarian assistance. Aisha's visionary leadership and diplomatic acumen have been instrumental in mobilizing governments, civil society, and international organizations to work towards common goals of peace, security, and prosperity. One of Amina Mohammed's key roles in promoting peace and security has been her leadership in advancing the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs, as we know it. As the driving force behind the SDGs, she has played a pivotal role in galvanizing global action to address the root causes of conflict, poverty, and inequality. Through her advocacy and strategic engagement, Amina has helped to mainstream peace peace building and conflict prevention across the SDGs, ensuring that peace and security are central to international development agenda. Moreover, Amina Mohammed's unwavering commitment to promoting gender equality and women's empowerment has been a cornerstone of her work in advancing peace and security. Recognizing the critical role that women play in building, sustaining peace, she has been a vocal advocate for women's participation in peace processes, conflict resolution, and decision-making at all levels. By championing initiatives such as the Women, Peace and Security Agenda, Amina has helped to elevate the voices of women in shaping policies and strategies for peace building and security sector reform. The third person WCAPS Nigeria is celebrating today is Abike Dabiri Erewa. Abike Dabiri Erewa's journey as a peace builder began in earnest in the year 2018, when she assumed the role of Chairman CEO of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, NIDCOM. In this capacity, she has been instrumental in advancing the welfare and rights of Nigerians living abroad, particularly those facing challenges such as migration, human trafficking, and discrimination. Abike's visionary leadership and tireless advocacy have helped to ensure the safety, well-being, and dignity of Nigerians in diaspora communities, contributing to peace and security both at home and abroad. One of Abike Dabiri Erewa's key roles in promoting peace and security has been her relentless advocacy for the protection and welfare of vulnerable populations, including women and children. Through her leadership at NIDCOM, she has worked tirelessly to provide essential support and assistance to victims of human trafficking, exploitation, and abuse, advocating for their rights and dignity to be upheld in accordance with international standards. Abike's efforts to combat human trafficking and protect the most vulnerable amongst us are a testament to her unwavering commitment to promoting peace, justice, and human rights for all. Abike Dabiri Erewa's dedication among that has been instrumental in fostering a peace and
Hello, Yvonne.
engagements
Okay,
and
great.
advocates for peace and security. As commemorates International Women's Day, 3 exceptional women of color are Rhoda. Okay, great. Thank you. Dr. Rhoda. Can we have Dr. Rhoda, please?
I'm available. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes, we can, please.
Okay.
Okay.
Esteemed guests and fellow advocates. Okay. As we gather to commemorate International Women's Day, we proudly recognize and celebrate 3 exceptional women of color whose unwavering commitment to peace, security, and transformation was made a profound impact within our community and beyond. Let us take a moment to validate their remarkable achievements. We will have as well validate all and also celebrate all, but we can start with these 3. Dr. Choma Ugochukwu Anero is a public health parasitology with strong dedication to public health, parasitology, and combating neglected tropical diseases. You know that tropical diseases is everywhere in this our country, and so she is a public health parasitologist. And she is attested for advocating for girls and women to pursue STEM subjects, being chemistry, mathematics, physics, all those subjects that can enable you be a scientist, pursue STEM subjects, promoting gender diversity in biosecurity fronts. She's also validated as a sexual health educator, teenage counselor, safety coach, researcher, etc. So we'll go to the next person, being Dr. Ibitroku Maureen George Okuda. She is a seasoned public health expert, environmentalist, with strong advocate for environment protection. A strong advocate for environment protection, campaign for maternal and child health, campaigning against child abuse, drug abuse. She's also been validated as an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, an environmentalist leader. She's also a mentor, she is a researcher, and she's also a consultant. The next person is Dr. Blessing Nkiruka Jonathan. Dr. Blessing Nkiruka Jonathan is a pelvic and women health physiotherapist consultant who has practical experience for over 27 years in the field. She is also a deputy director at physiotherapy service and the head of women health physiotherapy unit at the University of Port Harcourt Teaching Hospital, UPTH, Rivers State. She's well known and she's attested for being an eminent peace ambassador, national and world peace advocate, a distinguished humanitarian consultant in gender issues, community health. So she's also been validated as a spine orthopedic, peace advocate, equity advocate, a leader, a mentor, and also a nurturer to the young ones. So these exemplary women with their diverse qualification and expertise exemplify the spirit of resilience, compassion, and determination that is essential for building a more peaceful and secure world. Their collective efforts serve as a beacon of hope and inspiration for future generations. So as we honor and celebrate their achievement, let us recommit ourselves to the pursuit of peace, security, and transformation, guided by the enduring legacy of these extraordinary.
Thank you so much for that beautiful session. We'll say once again, congratulations to all the women that have been celebrated and those that have been validated. I understand, I hope their stories have inspired us and they will continue to inspire us to do more. And they have achieved this because of the support they enjoy from those around them. So it's an encouragement for us to support each other to get to heights that are unthinkable. When that session was going on, I was called to notice that Mrs. Abimbola had a question for Prof. I don't know if we can take that question now. No, sir. Before the next item.
Yeah, I think if she can answer briefly so that every other person will be able to gain from it, or put it up in the chat.
Mrs. Abimbola, please, you can go on with your question too.
I think she already asked, so it's just for Prof to answer.
So, okay, please can you read it out? Can you read it out, please?
Okay, I can ask it again. I just wanted her to explain to us the screening around the osteoporosis. I think some degenerative thing with the bones as part of screening for women after menopause. The other screening that she listed, I think are more common, so I'm used to them. But I was just curious about the one on the bone. How is it done, and where can we get it done, and does she have an idea of what it costs, and how long does it take for the screening to be done?
Can I hear you very well? What's the question, please? The sound wasn't too good. Hello?
Yes, Prof, thank you very much for your presentation. Part of the screening that you recommended for women, there was one to do with the bone. So I wanted you to shed more light on that.
Okay.
Where do we do the screening? You said it's something for women after menopause to pay attention to. I wanted to know how long it takes, and is it a screening that is readily available in Nigeria and affordable?
It's readily available in Nigeria and in big centers like in teaching hospitals. UPTH can do it, and any other teaching hospital, you have facilities for it. You can get to the orthopedic section, and by the time you report to the clinic, the doctors will, who knows you have need of it, to refer you to. At times, X-rays may be needed to be taken before that. And you'll be guided serially what to do, depending on the condition of your bones. But it has to be in the hospital, preferably referral hospitals, teaching hospitals. I don't know if it's okay for you.
Yes, that's very clear. Thank you very much. The reference point is teaching hospitals and the bigger hospitals. So that's very clear. Thank you.
Orthopedics.
Yeah, okay, the consultants. Okay, thank you.
Okay, so Dr. Itinosa will be taking the next session, please.
Okay, I want to say a very big thank you to the women who stood by us to organize this year's program. I want to appreciate greatly Dr. Rhoda, Dr. Yvonne, who is our engine house, Dr. Furo, and Dr. Eche for your contribution, regardless of the short notice. We say thank you to you all for standing by us and with us to organize this program. God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Dr. So I think Dr. Ene, please go ahead. Hello, Dr. Ene. She on the call? Okay. So I guess I'll just, I think she was meant to appreciate the committee members, especially. So maybe I just leave the floor for Prof to please do that. I know I'm putting you on your toes to do this now, but you have to do it for us. Thank you.
Thank you very much. There's just one word to appreciate this committee. It's wonderful. You've done a very wonderful job. Thank you so much, Dr. Yvonne, for the brilliant moderation. And we already know about Dr. Ipo Itinosa, my personal person. You have always been you've always been there. And the same thing, Dr. Rhoda. Echeche is Dr. Echeche Onu. She's a member of my family. She knows that. She knows that. So thank you all. It's been wonderful, actually. It's been wonderful. I was just blown away. Thank you all so much for all the efforts that you have done. And then no words can describe all that you have been doing. Because left to me, you know how I have been in and out with a lot of deadlines. And this wouldn't have been possible if I was left to handle it. I want to really thank everyone. Dr. Ene has been wonderful as well. And the certificates, you know, all of this work is one of the brilliance of NUSA. NUSA has just been wonderful, and the whole leadership team. So please, for those who, I think Dr. Trophy Kiprono left. I'm not sure I can see her on the call. We want to really thank her, you know, and all the wonderful speakers, you know, coming here to just speak pro bono, you know, without, these are speeches that people make, and they are well remunerated, but we don't have anything to give except our gratitude and this thanks. And the fact that we will share this will be on YouTube, and the token of the certificate that we give you of appreciation. And I don't know what will be the next step. Is anybody presenting the certificate, or what is that's where I'm a little bit stumped. So I will hand over to Nusa so that she tells us what is the next.
Yeah, the certificates will be sent to their emails, and for the validated members, the WCAPS Nigeria chapter, they will get it through the committee to them, and also maybe through their email too. And for our invited guests to get it through email to them.
Yeah, that's well. Okay. So we really want to thank you. I don't know if it's possible to read out what is the certificate of recognition and the ones for the speakers. If I could read one to Mrs. Abimbola Joy Komolafe. We really want to appreciate you. This certificate is presented to Mrs. Abimbola Joy Komolafe for sharing her valuable knowledge, indeed very valuable knowledge and expertise as a guest speaker during the International Women's Day, which is hosted by WCAPS Nigeria chapter on the 8th of March 2024. We really thank you. This is the same message we have for Professor G.N. Wokem. Thank you very much. And then for the, it's okay. And then for the certificate of recognition, this is where, you know, the common saying, women celebrating women, because if we don't celebrate ourselves, how do we expect others to celebrate us? So we celebrate, we recognize, like Dr. Chioma, for example, she's always been here, Chioma, and this is given as a testament to your contributions and remarkable works in, I can see in sustaining peace and security. We admire your efforts as you continue with your outstanding performance. We have that for Dr. Vitoroko as well, and we have for Dr. Blessing Ituruka, and I think that's the same that we have for Sophie. The trophy is for the other, for the speaker section. So we really thank all of you, and pray that you would accept this token certificate. It's downloadable, and if you do wish, you could always print it out and also hang it. We would be glad if you print it out, frame it, and hang it in your office as a testament. It will also help us to make WCAPS Nigeria chapter visible, because people will ask when they see it on your office wall. They will say, "What's WCAPS?" And then you can have a chance to chat and let them know the work that we do. Thank you all very much. It's been a wonderful evening. Happy International Women's Day 2024. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prof. I think it would be nice to have just one snapshot, if possible, on the Zoom. If we can just, as much as as much of us that can get up our video, so we can just have something small, maybe at least to remember today. Yeah, let's smile. Do we have more people now on in their videos so we can have more? Dr. Chioma, we're waiting for you to be set. Okay. Great. Okay. So I hope we got enough. We'll put up as much as we can on the WhatsApp group. We hope we're gonna. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for making this reality. And I hope we'll continue to celebrate ourselves. I thought we'll see Dr. Chioma and Dr. Puda and Dr. Again, their faces so that we can really know the women that we are.
Yeah. See me, I'm here. There's no lie.
Okay,
They
now
just
we are
took my...
seeing your face now. Okay, me too.
Yeah, thank you so much for this honor.
I'm
Yeah.
but I'm here too.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
Okay.
everyone,
Thank
for
you,
joining.
Prof.
And we had a male that joined us. I think we didn't mention.
Yeah, I think I saw.
Dr. Chris.
Oh, that's great.
Is he still on the call?
That's beautiful.
And we can also see
I joined you.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
Yes. Our women, male champions, we
Yes,
thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you for this honor. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Dr. Chiosa, we can't see your face.
It's dark.
Can
you see me?
Yes,
Thank you. Thanks, Prof. Thank you.
Thank you.
Congrats. Congrats. Where is Dr. Ivy?
Yeah. Iris, I didn't see Iris today. Yeah.
It's difficult to log in.
Oh, okay. Okay. Anyway, thank God we have the.
I can see Abibeku Johnson too. I think that's also a male that joined us. I'm not sure.
Wow.
If he is,
Wow.
thank you for joining us. Thank you for celebrating.
Dr. Yvonne, thank you. God bless you.
God
Dr.
bless,
Rhoda,
yes.
simply the best. Thank you.
Thank you to all the beautiful ladies.
Thank you.
And Dr. Ivy.
Congratulations
Thank
to
you,
all.
Professor
Thank
Gloria.
you. Thank
Wow.
you.
I love you all.
All.
Yes.
Thank you for joining. I can see your
Thank
face.
you.
Enjoy the
I
rest
really
of the
appreciate
weekend.
all of you. You're the
Thank
best.
you.
Man.
Happy National Women's Day once again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
John, I can see your black. Your black is beautiful.
Mama, congratulations.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Rhoda.
Oh, Tommy. Oh. My
Dr.
Tommy.
Choma, congrats.
Dr. Rhoda, I love you.
Dr. Rhoda, where is
Mwah.
your face? Oh, hey, be my mama.
Oh my
Rhoda.
God.
Thank you.
Love you all. God bless you. You're the best.
Thank you. Thank
Thank you, Ma.
Thank you. Thank you.